All right, so the next thing we need to do in order to better conceptualize what is happening is we need to give each individual slide some color. So what I'll do here is under here, I'll go ahead and say slide show A dot slide, and we'll give it a color. So we'll go background, let's say blue. Great. Well, we don't want just a slide. We want to say nth of type, and then we'll say 1, and then the first one becomes blue. So again, let's widen this, and we'll copy this out and set different colors. Blue, we'll go with orange, red, or is that not a color? Oh, right. I have to go 2, 3, 4. Now we can set the different colors. We'll go with green and choose coral. Sure, I'm not a fan of these colors, but teal. And then instead of green, we'll go aqua. Sure. And we'll copy this out and we'll actually try and match it. So we'll go ahead and set all of this to B. This is where CodePen isn't the easiest, or I don't know how to set it up to do the short codes or like select multiple lines at once. But yeah. Okay, so it's aligning here. Great. What we actually want is we want it to be the opposite. So what we'll do is instead of just changing the selection, we're actually going to change the order, because when we put images in the HTML, we want to be able to put image 1, image 1, image 2, image 2, image 3, image 3 in order to get the effect of the splitting image. Basically, we're using duplicate images, but we don't want to have to change our HTML to match what we're looking for with the CSS effect. We want to just do a simple thing like this in CSS, and that will change the effect. So if we go here and we say order for this one is 3 instead of what it was, I keep shrinking this. This is going to cause some problems in visualizing everything, but order is 2 for this, and order is 1. And so now we have it literally going in the opposite direction, which we want, without actually having to change what we typed in for the HTML or what we're going to do for the images either. And so that's basically it. We can now visualize this. So let's get back into styling the slideshow A. So the difference between slideshow A and slideshow B is that slideshow A is going to be positioned a bit differently. So what we'll do here is we'll say translate the X, and we're going to be translating the X a few slides over. So I believe it's 300 pixels. And so you'll see that it starts here. And what we're going to do for this one is that it's going to be moving over as well. And we're going to transform and translate it, the X again, and this time it's going to be negative 300 pixels. So they're way too far apart. Now this works if we're at the final step, but because we're at a step that we want to see everything going on, we need to reduce this. So let's say 100 pixels, and let's say 100 pixels. Not quite. So we need to go 200. There we go. So we could see everything here and everything there. If I widen this, all right, we could see everything. So this is how it's basically going to line up, where we have teal and teal, and then when it goes to slide 2, slide 3, slide 4, they're going to be sliding in. And we're going to control all of this using JavaScript and adjusting the translate X aspect of the element. So we're just going to be sliding the slideshow rather than sliding the individual slides. We're going to slide the slideshow as an entire unit. And that's a tongue twister. Sliding the slideshow. Oh, I messed up there. All right, so now that we have that going, let's fix up the dot container so that makes sense as well. So the dot container, we want it to be positioned absolutely. And this is so that we can set it to be visible above everything else, which it already is by default, but we'll just raise it one level just in case, make sure I'm not missing anything. The next thing is we want to position it at the bottom, 10 pixels above the bottom of its container, and we want to say display flex so that they align horizontally like that, or they follow each other. And then go ahead and say justify the content, center, and align the items. Center, we'll add some padding. Let's give it a background so that we could actually tell what's going on. We'll give it a background of RGB, or yeah, we'll go RGB. And we'll say it's going to be 0, 150, and 225. Oh, 225. There you go. And yeah, we will give it some padding. We'll say 10 pixels. Yeah, 10 pixels top and bottom, and then 20 pixels left and right. Okay, so we made some pretty good progress here. We have that set up like that. That's basically it for the CSS, for the basics of it. And then now we're going to get into the JavaScript. We have a clear picture on as to what's going on, and now we could start manipulating it with the JavaScript.